So what if I told you you could change your life just in 1 hour? I guarantee you would jump all over that, wouldn't you? Well, I want to welcome everybody. This is your Coach Renz. Now, before you do anything, I want to thank all my subscribers and everybody who supports me on Patreon. And please go ahead and if you're new to me, hit that subscribe button right down there and hit the bell icon so that you'll get notifications every time we do a new video or we do a live podcast. And for everybody over on YouTube, Facebook, come on over to YouTube, because if you want to participate in the drawings in order to win a 10-pack of Uncle Renz popcorn, then you have to hit in the comment section, you have to type in hashtag Uncle Renz popcorn. Only on YouTube, not on Facebook. I know y'all like doing it over there, but I need you to come over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. Now, I just said that all it takes is an hour for you to change your life. And I want to give you guys the basis of where this comes from in my life. Back in around 1990, while I was sailing away to Desert Storm, one of my staff NCOs started playing this gentleman named Earl Nightingale. And Earl Nightingale said that if you were to spend 1 hour a day studying your craft, studying a field of interest, that within 5 years that you will become a national subject matter expert. That if you spent just 1 hour doing that, you become an expert. And I began to take that to heart. And I was already in the mind of studying certain aspects of life at that point in my life, in my early 20s. And as I studied those things, I became more intelligent about them. I began to be able to speak about them. Many of you ask me, how is it that I'm able to just ramble off information and just remember dates and remember situations and remember the circumstances around historical viewpoints? Mainly that is because I've spent an hour a day, 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, 5 hours a day studying something. That is what causes greatness. Many of you look at people like Michael Jordan and you wonder, why is he greater than any other NBA basketball player? Because he spent the extra hour. He spent the extra time. Why is LeBron so much greater? Because he spent the extra hour, the extra time. Why is Steph Curry so much greater? He spent the extra hour, the extra time. 1 hour is all I'm asking. 1 hour is all you need. And why is this so? The reason why you need to spend that 1 hour, because many of you, just like on my drive this morning, as we came into the sunlight, the cars ahead of me began to stop and slow down. They became fearful because the light blinded them momentarily. In the same way, when you're driving down the street and it's in a thunderstorm and you're that 18-wheeler is in front of you and the spray that's coming off that 18-wheeler, it blinds you. Now, you know in your mind that as soon as you get past this 18-wheeler, there's clarity on the other side. But because you see the spray, you become afraid to pass the 18-wheeler. Because the sunlight blinds you, you become afraid to continue to drive along the highway that you've been going every day. You know what's on the other side, but because of what's in front of you, that fear jumps in. That fear stops you. That fear prevents you from moving forward. That fear causes you to not pass the 18-wheeler and stay within the spray, stay within the storm, knowing that there's clarity on the other side. All you have to do is power through it. And that's what that 1 hour is going to give you, that ability to power through it. You see, we're all born with that ability. We all come to this existence with that ability. When we hit the earth plane, we have the ability to go through the spray, to go through this storm. But because of fear, we don't go through the storm. I was watching Black Panther again, or not Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War. And there was a statement that was made by Shuri. When they were trying to fix Vision, when she was examining Vision, she said that the stone is polymorphic. And when they said they tried to connect them non-sequentially, she said exactly, well, why didn't you connect them so that they all work with each other? She said it differently, but why did you connect so that they all, and he said, because we didn't think about it. We didn't think about it. Let me get the actual thing she said, because I want you guys to know it. She said, why didn't you reprogram the synaptics to work connectively? You see, when you have something polymorphic, meaning that, to give you guys the easiest example, when we look at something like stem cells you're born with. And as you develop, the stem cells begin to write differently. It's the base foundation of your cells, but then they write differently. And then you create the different organs and the different parts of your body. You're born polymorphic. You're born with a wiring that allows you to become whomever you desire to become. You're born being able to change your cells. Many people are looking at CRISPRs where you can change and rewrite cells. And we can rewrite the cells, but in order to rewrite the cells, we have to rewrite our thoughts. You see, we don't necessarily need outside things to rewrite our lives. Our lives are polymorphic, and we can rewrite our lives just 1 hour at a time. And I want to break a few of those things down for you of how you do it. And it's mainly just through study. It's just through study. Many of you are working. You have a job. You have a career. You go into your job, you go into your career, and you do the work. You do the basic work every day. You know how to do your job. But in order to move forward, to become the best person at your job, if you took 1 hour a day to study the SOPs at your job, the standard operating procedures, if you took 1 hour a day to study the new innovations in your job, if you're in banking and you're a teller, but you spent 1 hour a day studying banking, how banking works, what's the difference between a bank that can lend $1 20 times over and one that can lend $1 10 times over? Study the banking system to understand how the Federal Reserve reacts and works with your bank, and how you borrow money from the Federal Reserve at a certain rate and then give out loans at a certain rate, and based on the deposits that you have determines how much you can give out in loans, and keeping everything balanced. If you spent that hour studying your craft, then that hour will make you greater than the next person. When it's time for promotion, your knowledge will allow you to get there. Your ability to perform the task will allow you to get there. Larry Bird said that he would stand there and take 1,000 shots every day, 1,000 shots to making three-pointers. So when he was doing a commercial and he had to miss the shot, it took them hours to film it because he kept making the shot. Your mind, your body will start to change, and that muscle memory, that thought memory, that actionable memory that you have within yourself will change how you function. 1 hour a day is all that's required. When you look at your health, you may think that it takes hours upon hours to change your health, that it takes so much energy to change your health. But you guys know I used to be the owner of UC Fitness, a personal training firm. My clients would spend an hour with me. But even in that hour, we would train the body. We break the body down so that it changes what it's going to look like. We break it down to failure so that it has to force itself to change, force itself to burn the extra calories, force itself to burn the fat, force the muscle to redevelop. We create those micro fractures within the muscle so that the muscle will start to redevelop. And the more and more the person worked out with me, the more and more their bodies change. Now you think, oh, well, it's mainly diet, right? It's mainly diet. Well, even in your diet, it's 1 hour. 1 hour. If you eat 3 meals a day, it usually takes you about 15 to 20 minutes to eat that meal. So what we're talking about is 3 meals a day, 20 minutes a day, 20 minutes each meal, that's an hour. If you eat 5 to 6 meals a day, your meal should be smaller, so you should only be taking about 10 minutes to eat that meal. We're talking about an hour. An hour to change your diet, an hour of the time frame that you're eating, and it will change the way your body feels, it'll change the way your body looks, but more importantly, it'll change the health of your body. 1 hour. When you eat primarily a plant-based diet, your body takes a shorter amount of time to digest that food and move it throughout your body and give it the energy that it needs to heal itself, to make it better. So all it takes is 1 hour. When you fill your body with meat, corrosive meat, then it takes your body a lot longer than an hour to digest that meat. It could take days, it could take years to digest certain meats. And if it takes that long, then your body is dying. So if you want to change your health, you want to get rid of sickness, 1 hour. When I ask you to meditate, I don't ask you to meditate for 1 hour, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 2 or 3 times a day, 1 hour. Changes the level of stress in your body, changes the way your cells, remember your body is made of water, 70 to 80% water. Water responds to vibration, water responds to thought. So if your body is filled with stress, then the cells are filled with stress. Then the body doesn't respond the way you want the body to respond. The clarity is not there. The way you tune yourself in with everything else in the universe, the way you tune in with other people, the way you tune in with your family, tune in with your loved one, you can't necessarily get there. 1 hour is all it takes. Many of you are taking 1 hour, focusing on the negativity of your relationships, focusing on the negativity of the people around you, your co-workers, your loved ones. That 1 hour is creating a repetitive cycle of bad relationships. Whereas if you focused on 1 hour a day of how to have great relationships. 1 hour a day of what makes you happy. 1 hour a day of what makes your loved ones happy. 1 hour a day what makes your husband happy. 1 hour a day what makes your wife happy. Focus on the study of 1 hour a day of how to please those people that you claim to want to live the rest of your life with. 1 hour of understanding your mate, understanding the person you're with, understanding how to build them. As I said before, love builds. Love does not destroy. Love does not break down. Love does not complain. Love does not point out all the things that are wrong. That is what fear does. But love finds what's great and glorious about your mate. Love finds what you can do to increase their ability to be the greatest versions of themselves. So if you spend 1 hour focused on the love that you want to provide, that you want to give, that you say that you have for your mate, then that 1 hour changes your relationship. And as far as your spirituality, whatever it may be, 1 hour of serious study, 1 hour of true understanding of what you claim that you believe. Many people spout out their beliefs, whatever they are, but truly do not understand them, nor have they studied them. If you spent 1 hour over the next 5 years truly studying what it is that you claim, your depth of understanding will be so great that you will be an expert. You will know how to move energetically. You will know how to move spiritually. Your mindset will completely change. Your understanding of nature and the universe and the Hermetics and whatever it is you study, whether it's Judaism, Christianity, Islam, whatever you study it for an hour. All your books tell you to study to show yourself approved in one form or fashion. It tells you to study. The Tao tells you to understand and study. If you study 1 hour a day, then you will know more in 5 years than you ever know right now. Your body will change. Your life will change. Your relationships will change. And the way that you get there is that you have to be willing to sacrifice who you are right now in order for you to become what it is you desire to be. Sacrifice who you are. You will have to do that consistently. If you want to get, your desire is to be healthy, you have to sacrifice how you eat now. You have to sacrifice the easy quickness of going through the drive-thru. You have to sacrifice the easy way that you just come in and ignore your mate. You sacrifice watching TV all the time. Sacrifice scrolling on your cell phone all the time. You have to be willing to sacrifice who you are, your habits that you have right now. You have to be willing to sacrifice those today. Sacrifice who you are in order to become what you desire to be. You have to, as they would say, pick up your cross and carry it. No one's going to do this for you. It is something you must do for yourself. And there's a big giant bumblebee flying around me. But you have to be able to do this for yourself. No one else can do this. No one else can provide this sacrifice for you. You have to say that if I want my finances to be better, then I can't rest when everyone else is resting. I want to become greater. So when everybody's resting, I have to sacrifice watching the game, watching the playoffs. I have to sacrifice scrolling on Facebook and YouTube. I have to sacrifice playing video games on my phone. I have to sacrifice some of the sleep that I give myself. I have to sacrifice some of the fun that other people may be going out to have, but that fun is going to return to them in lost wages and lost opportunities. If you want the opportunity to become great, you have to be willing to sacrifice who you are today in order to get and become the person you desire to be in the future. I hope you guys understand this, that it only takes an hour a day, and only those who are willing to put in that hour a day are the ones who will become great, the ones who will find success, the ones who will have the life that they desire, who will have the love life, the health, the finances. Everything that they desire will happen for those who take that 1 hour a day. And remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable.